All right, ladies and gentlemen, karibuni sana kwenye Monday Blitz. If you know, if it's a Monday morning from 8 a.m., this is where we get to interact. We talk about the football happenings and sports happening in general. And talking of the happenings, as you've seen, tumeanza na picha za Robert Donald Munro. Wengi tunamjua kama Bob Munro, who is the Mathare Soccer Association founder, who passed on yesterday. And we've decided to start the show in honoring him because he's impacted the lives of so many youth and so many people in this country, including most of us here. And I want to introduce my panel so that we talk kidogo about him. I start here with Tom Alila. Karibu sana.
Thank you so much.
Yes. Weekend imekuwa sawa?
Imekuwa sawa.
Okay, apart from Manchester United.
We were expecting it.
Yeah, all right.
We're used to our fate.
All right. Arocho, uko salama?
Well, I had a lovely weekend.
Yes.
The only thing that really brought me down was the death of Bob.
Yes.
Bob is a gentleman I've known for more than 30 years now.
Right.
When I was still a very young guy in the streets of Isli, where I was born and brought up. Yes. Bob came in as a gentleman who came to bring hope to the young lads around Blango Kubwa, Isili area. So the death of Bob last night for me was a big blow. Though he's been on and off the hospital, and it's a big blow. And I can confidently say that there's no team, yes, both in the Premier League of the Kenya Premier League and the National Super League, that doesn't have a dot of Bob Munro. What I mean by a dot of Bob Munro is all the 18 teams in the Premier League, there must be a player from Mathare United or the Mathare organization, and in the NSL, yes, I'm sure there is a player in each and every team that has benefited both directly or indirectly through Bob's kind gesture. So we've lost a hero.
True. Innocent Mutiso?
Some really bad news that called me yesterday at night. And I can say a lot about Bob Munro. He was one of my mentors. He's actually the first person I talked to when I wanted to vie for Kenya Footballers Welfare Association. He was the first person I talked to when I wanted to vie for the deputy president of the FKF. He was the first person I talked to when I wanted to vie for the NEC Eastern, because he's been my mentor. I remember when I was still in secondary school, and my first time appearing on a newspaper article on Standard, and there was a Coca-Cola tournament, and I was the MVP. It was held in our school, Highway Secondary. I was the MVP or the top scorer. So the media guys came to interview me, and they were asking me, which is your dream team? Which team would you like to play for? And definitely the team I wanted to play for was Mathare United then. And I remember very well one of my first coaches, which was Titus Mulama, who was then a stalwart at Mathare United. And when he saw the article, he took it to Bob Munro, or it's Bob Munro who saw the article and took it to him, because I mentioned Titus in the same article, and he signed that particular article. And 4 years later, I was playing for Mathare United, and I was meeting him in person. And ever since, he was my mentor, and it was really sad what really happened. He's been on and off hospital within the last 6 months because of respiratory problems. And he was a wonderful soul, and he has touched the lives of millions of, can I say, slum dwellers? Yes. Because then when Mathare United had its policy, you could not play for Mathare United if you're not passed at their academy, that is Maisa, Mathare Youth Sports Association. If you're not passed through Maisa, you could not play for Mathare United. So many people went into Maisa and Mathare United, and having met Bob Munro, your life changed. And my life changed because of him. I mean, I've been a Mathare United player ever since I was 8 years old. That's all I can say. And I mean, may his soul rest in peace. And I feel sorry for his wife, Ingrid Munro. who had a stroke in 2007. And it's actually amazing that she's still right now mourning her husband, and I feel sorry for her. And so many people have lost a mentor, a dad, and a grandpa. And I just hope that his soul rests in peace.
True. If there's anything that any youth from the ghetto remembers, is that all of us while growing up, playing for Maisa was the thing. And because we had a dream ya kwenda Norway, you know, all of us were like, tuchezeni ball, twende Norway. It was our escape from the ghetto. Like we knew, kama I won't end up working in a bank or somewhere, if I play football, through Maisa, I might find myself in Europe. You know, so it gave us hope. Whether we went to that Europe, because not all of us went, but some of us went, but still, because it gave us that opportunity to dream, you know, to dream yourself out of the ghetto. And so that's why I'm saying, whether you went to the football route or not, because personally, my love for football comes from playing in Maisa. You know, that is why I can talk about ball ya Kenya from watu niliona wakicheza nikiwa mdogo sana. Because I remember at a time, for example, when we were at Maringo, there were two big teams, Maringo and Jericho. There were Bombas and Bejos. And most of the talent used to come from Maisa growing up. So at some point, the then Harambee Stars coach, Jacob Ghost Mule, used to come to watch the finals and probably bring 2-3 players from the national team. You know, alete Oliech, alete mtu mwingine, ameweka kwa squad, so tuna watch game. Like, clearly, it gave us hope.
There was a time, sorry to interject, there was a time the Harambee Stars had an influx of Mathare United players, and everyone was complaining. Yes. 8 players in the starting 11 of Mathare United were in the starting 11 of Harambee Stars, with the other 3 from Tusker, and everyone was complaining that it does not have a national outlook. Yes. But you see, you cannot keep away quality. That's true. Back then, Mathare United had quality players. Yes. The organization was top notch. And if there are some values that I hold until now, yes, that I learned through Maisa and through Bob Munro, were the 3 C's in football that he always liked to tell footballers. Yes. It was about concentration, communication, character, and the confidence. You have to have all these things, they apply on and off the pitch. Yes. And apart from playing football on the pitch, they are also giving us life skills outside the pitch. That's true. Like giving back to the community. That was one pillar that I really looked out for, and also giving the youth a sporting chance. That was the motto of Maisa. And yes, up until now, the youth are still being given a chance. So he really taught us a lot, yes, apart from on the pitch, also off the pitch, giving us life skills. And so many people have benefited from him. And you will see the tribute will continue flowing until he's 6 feet under. All right.
Tom, in the C's that Mutiso is mentioning, the last one that Bob used to write was celebration.
Yeah, I think also.
So in you as an administrator, as you speak about him also, yes, what is it that you think the Federation can do now to continue his legacy?
Yeah, first of all, I want to my heartfelt sentiment for the loss of Bob Munro. As administrator, I met Bob Munro in 2011. And so there about 2013 there. He was very, very, very influential in making the constitution that we had. He was also on the forefront of negotiating the contracts in for Kenya Premier League and Super Sport. He played a very big role, and also playing a big role in the constitution making of FKF, putting in input. As an administrator, I think we've lost an old hand and a seasoned football lover. I think everybody will miss it. Bob Munro had footprints all over. The young people in Maisa, even Mathare United, even his input in sports, especially football, was enormous. We are really sad. And as he has said, his footprints are everywhere. As Arocho will say, the products can be seen. You, Arocho, and everybody.
No, the only one who perhaps is not a product, direct product is Tom.
Yes.
But I think he's been quite significant. I've been watching, I've been going to the stadium for some time, and I can mention that I can confidently say that it was not easy to have a Mathare United match minus Bob. Bob always came to watch his team. He was so passionate about Mathare, even when the team was being relegated. I remember 3 or 4 matches before their relegation. I think I watched them play against KCB, and I could see Bob. You could see the passion, and he was somebody that was quite, had no issues with integrity, because I remember people were trying to advise on how Mathare could survive the unorthodox way.
Yeah.
But you could see that Bob was saying we'd rather go back and play in the NSL and come back clean. So once again, we've lost an administrator, a lover, and someone who was given direction, as Alila said. Both the constitution of FKF, he played a very big role, signing the Kenya Premier League contracts with the SuperSport. He's the guy who brought Kenya Premier League.
Correct.
When I was still playing, there was nothing like Kenya Premier League. But he brought in a company that could be accountable to the players and to the fans. So he's a gentleman who will be missed, and I believe that for the legacy, the Federation should come up with an award or something, so that the legacy can be kept burning and fresh in our minds all through.
Actually, the president of this country, His Excellency William Ruto, honored him with a medal. I think it was a good thing to honor Munro. It was a big moment. Yes. People were shocked. You know, he was
the
brought
elder
in,
of the Order of the Burning Spear.
Yes, I think that was a very good thing to honor him. And we thank the president for doing that.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I think people will understand the magnitude of it when, say, the old boys of Mathare from all corners meet and probably say, let's do something, you know. But may he rest in power, and sorry to the family and to the entire football fraternity in Kenya. I think the best way to honor him is to continue the journey where he's left. The journey is started and where he's left, we continue. I think that is the best way to honor him. Sindio? Talking of honoring him, CHAN, which is supposed to be played in Kenya, Tanzania and Uganda, was postponed to August, which some of us behind the scenes are questioning if truly the tournament is going to happen. CAF is just managing us, because we know in August is when the African Champions League starts as well. So we don't know how the congestion of the fixtures will look. Also, the draw happened on Wednesday, which was a colorful and beautiful event. And Kenya found itself in a group where most of us are asking ourselves a lot of questions. Guys, is this tournament happening, Tom?
I think the tournament is going to happen. It's a good thing for the country, and CHAN tournament is owned by CAF. And when they came for the inspection, I think they realized that most of the infrastructure were not ready. And I think now it gives them a good time. August is a good time, but it's also a complicated time when the leagues are starting and all that. But it will be a good thing for East Africa, because this is a precursor to African Cup of Nations. Yes. So CHAN must happen. It will also be a good, the people who are participating in CHAN are local players. And you've talked about the group. Yeah. I think it was a good group. It will bring funds to the stadium. They will be full. And it will give a platform for our players to be seen everywhere. Yes. Because the teams they are playing against are really big giants. As Arocho said, it's one of the best groups, I think, that Kenya has been put into. So let's see. I mean, we hope the infrastructures will be ready by then. Right. And I think the CAF president, His Excellency Mosepe, is very keen for the tournament to be played, especially in Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. It's really a big thing. Right. And we hope the logistics now, they have more time. Musenyi has got his work cut out. The marketing now should start. Selling of the ticket should be now put in place. And many other things should be put in place. As I said, it's a CAF tournament. They're the owners of it. Yeah.
Arocho, when the draw happened, when I posted it, the first comment that came was, kama mko mtaka Kenya icheze, mbona mngetuambia tu? Mngetuambia tu.
No.
Because
I'll be very positive. And I think Kenyans were just used to negativity. This is the best group for Kenya.
Yes.
For two reasons. One, the entire world will be focusing on Group A.
Yes.
Because look at Morocco, they are champions. They are past champions of this edition. Look at Angola, they've played in the finals. Look at DR Congo,
Yes.
they are also past winners.
Yeah.
Look at Zambia, our AFCON champions.
Yes.
The point I'm trying to bring out here is that we are in the best group. And believe you me, Kenya is going to make it through this group. The second reason why I'm so happy about Kenya being placed in this group is the fact that the competition will be very high.
yes.
You know, soccer is a game that when you play with good opposition,
Yes.
you become good. It's not like Ajua or any other game that you become awful when you play an awful team.
Yes.
And last but not least,
Yes.
guys, the fans. You know, soccer is about the fan base.
Yes.
You know, imagine Kenya is playing Zambia, and take my word, CAF did not give us the dates of the tournament or who is playing who in the first match. But the first match will be Kenya versus Zambia. Why? CAF would like Kenya to do well in the first match. Now, the perception is we might not play well against Morocco, against Algeria, against DR Congo. But the team that might give us that momentum is Zambia. Kenya will beat Zambia in the first match. Then we will face Morocco, get another win. What I'm trying to say, gentlemen, let's not be naysayers. Let's
Yes.
not be negative about this group. This is the group that will make Kenya come back to the soccer map
Yes.
of the continent.
Yes.
Tuache mambo mingi. This is not a jua. This is not a draft. This is soccer.
Hii sio jua na sio draft. Lakini ni chess.
No, but
Inapangwa.
I can echo the sentiments of Arocho, and I agree with him.
Yes.
Because when you play good opponents, it also shows you where you are at that moment. And I'm glad that I welcome this postponement of the tournament because it will give us an ample time to try and gauge, to try and go back to the drawing board, because we had an awful outing in Mapinduzi Cup.
Yeah.
So we need to go back. We need to go back to the drawing board because so many questions were there about our lack of preparedness for that tournament or for CHAN, and it will give us an ample time to get prepared even better, to get used to the new playing surface, because you know it's new. And the Sports Kenya, they released a statement yesterday. They were saying that they will give the release dates of the days where KPL or FKFPL or NSL can start playing matches in Kasarani or Nyayo Stadium. So it will give us time to try and acclimatize to the situation on the ground.
All right. Arocho, take us through the groups. Beyond Kenya, in Group A, kuna hizo zingine. Where do you expect, okay, say because we are big positive here, we work our way out of the group. Wina wa group gani ingine mnafeel anaanza tusumbua?
Well, Group B, I think that's where Uganda, Tanzania. You know, the good thing about Tanzania is that their league is very strong.
Yeah.
Unlike our league, Tanzania might surprise guys in this tournament because their league is very strong. Look at the way Simba is currently playing in the Confederations Cup quarterfinals. Look at the fact that Yanga lost with a whisker to qualify for the quarterfinals of the Champions League. So I'm seeing Tanzania, and this is a relatively weak group if you go by the FIFA rankings. I think other than Mauritania and Burkina Faso, I think this group is just basically a group that Tanzania...
Walkover for Tanzania?
Yeah, not walkover, but it's slightly...
But it's a group that
favorable. Favorable.
Yes.
Then when you go to Group C, Uganda have been quite consistent, if you ask me, in the fact that Uganda have qualified in the AFCON consistently, and that one is a plus. And when you look at the Uganda national team, they are not comprised of foreign-based players. Most of the players that play in the AFCON tournament for Uganda are home-based. So I'm seeing also Uganda making a very good account of themselves in this group. And of course, Group D, Senegal are the defending champions. You know, Senegal, when you go to Senegal, you'll wonder, are you in Senegal or you're still traveling to Senegal? Senegal is not a country, I'm sorry to say so.
Yes.
You land in that airport, is when you realize that we Kenyans are big jokers. Because Senegal has won the CHAN, AFCON, they've won the beach football, they've won everything
Qualify
that
for World Cup
was on offer for them. So Senegal, what really makes Senegal tick is not necessarily their home league. Normally, most of their players find their way in Europe even before they are past 25.
Yeah.
But it's a country that has been consistent in how they spend their FIFA money. The investment that they put in their local league from the FIFA money is enormous. Unlike us here, where the best we can do with FIFA money is to take people, Mutisos, the former ex-internationals, we take them for a course for 2 weeks, which for me is not a course, it is just a seminar, and then they take photos and post back to FIFA that they spend the millions.
Yeah.
And I believe that the current regime, headed by Hussein Mohamed and McDonald Mariga, will stop this joke of the best we can do with FIFA money is taking photos for guys who have gone for a seminar. Look at what happened in, was it in Uganda the other day? The kind of bus they bought for their national team. It should be a challenge, and these are the things that expose the previous regime to be a regime that was full of jokers, just taking photos with Mutiso and Musa Otieno, and they've come for a course that was for 2 weeks, and they've spent all the millions. So it is a wake-up call to them that, guys, FIFA money must be invested.
Yeah.
All right, I want us, before we go to Europe, let us touch on the local league, because most of the players that are in the local league are the ones that we expect to play in CHAN.
Yeah.
All right? What is happening with Gor Mahia? Kuleweshwa nayo walileweshwa.
Alila is a, you know, apparently the only vote that Alila got came from Gor Mahia.
I knew Arucho would say that.
No, but
Is
that true? Okay.
I think...
Okay, Alila, tell us about your Gor Mahia.
No, I think...
What is going on?
As even in clubs in Europe, you know, they have their season. Gor Mahia is...
now where does Europe come in?
No, I'm saying my team and yours are struggling. So Gor is also struggling. Yeah. I think it's the management of clubs and all that. I think issues here and there. I think last week, I think 2 weeks, they have been given a notice to hold elections by the High Court. I think they have been given 90 days. So I think there's issues that needs to be sorted out there so that they can probably move on. But as you know, clubs, sometimes good face, bad face. It's bound to happen. So we'll just wish them well that they streamline those pending issues that they have so that the team can now be back in the fold.
These are the husband of teams, like you call them. What is happening there?
Yeah.
And it's more of the pitch issues than on the pitch issues, because when you look at the playing unit, they're playing really well. Coach Zedekia Otieno is a very good seasonal coach, a seasoned coach, and his charges are not just delivering at the moment. And you can see that loss against Tusker, it really put a dent in their title chances. Yes, they have two games at hand. They are on 24 points, Tusker on 33 points, and the pressure is on. When you look at this Gor Mahia side, ever since they lost their Brazilian coach, Liva, they've been kind of struggling. But when Zedekia came into the fray, he's tried to stabilize the team. But you see, the fans, they do not want a local coach. The fans want a foreign coach. And I think those are the standards that are there at Gor Mahia. And also, when you look at FC Leopards, those are still the standards, because everything that Gor Mahia does, FC Leopards wants to emulate. And yesterday, actually, there were skirmishes because the fans felt that the central referee, Stephen, was biased against Gor Mahia, and I think he was greeted after the match. by the fans, of which it was not a very good state of affairs. We're still waiting for the match report from the referee so that we know the true extent of the skirmishes that happened after the game. But all is not lost. Gor Mahia still have two matches at hand. If they win those 2 matches, they are on 30 points. If. That's why I've said
not a given.
if. That's why I've said if they win those 2 matches, then they are there. When you look at the title race, number 2 is Kenya Police. Kenya Police, I think two months ago, they were last on the log. And right now they are number 2 with a game at hand. And if they win that game at hand, they will be draw on points with Tusker FC. So it's a very good chance for Kenya Police. At least right now, they have a chance to stamp their authority, because we've seen them the past 2 seasons. They've been very strong, having very strong players. And right now, on paper, they have the best players in in Kenya on paper. So they are where they are because they deserve to be there. And if they can go all the way and win the FKFPL, then we will know. I admire the kind of organization that Kenya Police has. I really admire the way they are treating the players, the way the remuneration for the players, they are always on time, and also it's good money. So that is why it has attracted so many good players in that team. So if they win, we will see the extent of the organization past Kenya going into the rest of Africa.
All right.
Well, personally,
before you talk about this, because I want us now to go to Europe, include FC Leopards, and I want us to listen to the Tusker coach, but include FC Leopards. Is there sabotage? Yes. Is there sabotage happening at FC Leopards from the players?
Well, I think the players are right. There's nothing like sabotage. If you don't pay me, why should I come to work?
Exactly. Don't come to work.
No. Wait.
Then don't perform.
Don't come to work. Guys. You know. First of all, I want to respond to Gor Mahia, and unfortunately, I'm surrounded. I'm in a green forest.
Yeah, you have to be very careful.
No. I'm in a green forest.
You have to be very careful.
On my left is a former Gor Mahia player, and on my right is a Gor Mahia sympathizer. Guys, look at that the clips of that match. The defense was awful. Let's not start. I don't like this idea where we blame coaches over everything that happens in the pitch. Look at the defending. Look at the first goal. For me, that defender was just lousy, lazy, and that's why Gor Mahia conceded that first goal. I wish it could be on air as as I talk about this match. And the second goal, the defense was awful once again. Look at the fact that the defender that played the scorer on side until he tapped the ball home. Look, for me, that was a defensive nightmare, because the central defenders ought to have known that one of them had played the Tusker players onside until he touched the ball. I feel very bad when you start blaming a coach, and when people start mentioning foreign coaches here. Foreign coaches, there's nothing much that these foreign coaches do to us. We realize that after we've paid them millions and they've gone back to their places. Zedeki Otieno is able to handle Gor Mahia and win the trophy. So once again, I feel that Zedeki should be given more time, and these players need to be more serious. Right. Gor Mahia is not just like any other player. Now going to FC Leopards, I think FC Leopards is just, I think it's a hangover of leadership at FC Leopards.
It's the election year.
Yes. The hangover is for me, these guys have done their two terms. Yes. They're on their way out. I think Shikanda should resign. I said this on Radio 47 yesterday. I'm repeating it here once again. He's not resigning because he's incapable of handling FC Leopards. I wish Shikanda should resign because, one, he's been elected as a NEC member of the Federation. Now, at that top position, he ought not to be in a club. So for me, he needs to resign and concentrate more on the new job that he got, because it's only 6 months' time before they have an election. So
one would ask, if you say in that top position in the federation, he should not be in a club, but we've seen the presidents who are involved with clubs in the federation.
Mention one.
I think the highest level of the federation is the president.
Mention one.
Former president.
Nick resigned. He resigned immediately. Got the presidency.
Nick resigned on.
He resigned.
He resigned on screens. But we were seeing him all over.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
You know, let's just be honest.
But anyway,
you know what I don't like about Mutiso? He wants to be that diplomat.
Yes.
There's nothing like diplomacy. We could see him even having sessions with Sharks.
Yes.
And even Hussein.
He was like an assistant coach.
Yes, even Hussein Mohammed, at this particular moment, he needs to relinquish his position as the vice president of Murang'a.
Yes.
Simply because they are in positions of authority where they can influence decisions.
And if you don't pay, don't show up.
Yeah.
If UFC is not paying, don't show up.
No, they can. No.
Okay, let's do this. Let us listen to the Tusker coach, then come back.
I'm with the player.
Vile nilivyosema kwanza, namrudishia Mungu shukrani kwa alama 3 muhimu. Vijana wetu wamenyenyekea na naweza sema kwamba wanafuata maagizo. Na unajua hata Biblia inasema ukifuata maagizo utafanikiwa. Kwa hivyo mimi nasema namshukuru Ryan Ogam, amepiga mabao. Ni mchezaji ambaye anatupatia ule confidence ya kuendelea kama timu. Hata mimi kazi ya mkufunzi inanipatia motisha. Kwa hivyo mimi nashukuru, alama 3 muhimu sana kwa Tusker.
All right, we are back. Innocent Mutiso wants to talk about Shabana. Now penalty walinyimwa and the officiate. We all know the officiating the Kenyan league. So guys, kabla to dwell up, when I bring it back to you, we'll talk about it. But right now, I want us to talk about your team, which is Arsenal. First of all, wala wako nyumbani, of course, we want to be interactive with you. And the question that we're asking is, what should Arsenal do to win the English Premier League? What should Arsenal do to win the English Premier League?
To sack.
Ama tuseme next season.
Sack everyone.
Kama kawa kama dawa, tuseme next season. You know, guys, the transfer window is open.
Yes.
Everyone in the world, everyone, including a toddler, including children, know that Arsenal needs a striker. The only people that do not know Arsenal needs a striker is the Arsenal management. All right? Okay, Mutiso, we start with you.
Yeah, I'd like to hear
Then we deal
how
with
he's
it.
going to respond.
Yes.
Then we
Your
deal
team,
with
you have had the best chance to win the league now that City is fumbling. Liverpool go to Nottingham, drop points.
Yeah.
Arsenal cannot capitalize on that. You are leading 2-0 and you let go of a 2-0 lead to drop points at home.
But when Liverpool drew with Nottingham Forest, Arsenal beat Spurs.
You
that same
gained
night.
2 points and dropped them over the weekend.
Kindly respond.
Now at the weekend,
Respond to
Respond to the
Respond to the
question.
question, please.
Respond to the question. What should your team do
our
to win
team,
the league?
Arsenal, team kubwa, team ya baba, should sign at least a forward and a winger, because we've seen that we lack depth coming from the bench. When you look at that game, Liverpool versus Brentford, it was tight-locked, 0-0 until the 90th minute.
Yes.
And you can see the substitute that Liverpool put in.
Yes.
When you don't have your Gakpo, there is Jota.
Yes.
When you don't have your Darwin Núñez,
Yes.
you have your Luis Diaz.
And Chiesa.
And Chiesa.
Rico, yes.
So they have an array of talent on the bench, quality players. At the weekend, while we were drawing against Aston Villa, the only person we could come from the bench who was an attacker was Raheem Sterling, who I think for now, it has not worked ever since he came to Arsenal. I knew that we'll have a 10-plus goal scorer from the wings, but it has not come to fruition. He has not
We
performed.
blame that on Arteta for not giving him playing time.
I think he's a player who needs playing time,
Yes.
who needs to get acclimatized to the new environment,
Yes.
and the playing time has not come to pass. When Bukayo Saka got injured, Raheem Sterling also got injured, so he could not come in immediately. This was his first game, I think, since December. So Arsenal needs to do. Just go back to the drawing board, get that striker, because we've seen that in every game we create a host of chances.
Yes.
A host of chances, but we're not putting them away. So we need an out-and-out striker and a winger to replace Saka and give competition. When you have competition for places, then you'll find that their performance will reflect on the pitch. Look at Aston Villa. They brought in Doge and Manuel.
Yes.
They brought in
Bailey.
Leon Bailey. Yes. That's depth. Well, look at Man City. They signed Omar Marmoush. Yes, yet their striking department is firing. The top scorer of in England is Erling Haaland right now on 19 goals, if I'm not wrong. And they've also signed 2 defenders. That is Vitor Reis from Brazil and also Kuzanov from France. So what Arsenal needs is depth. And this season, you'd be surprised that only 4 games that Arsenal has had its first 11. And in those games, Arsenal has won by more than 3 goals. So we only need depth on our bench. And getting depth is getting those players that are needed, a winger and a striker.
All right, Arocho, before you respond.
Yeah, I know he's been itching to respond.
Yes, the feedback that is coming might guide you. The feedback, Lan AK says they should join Manchester City and disband Arsenal. That's the only way they can win the EPL. Hii swali ni ngumu. Mwenye atapata jibu saa hii lazima ni mchawi. They should penalize their fans who make a lot of noise, then send their football coaches to Manchester United for benchmarking. Let Arteta touch account for some serious strikers. Hapo toka, maybe next season. They should visit Rwanda. Arsenal and winning EPL are 2 different things a human being can't imagine. Wamesema ni suicide bomber. Okay. Wait for next season. They should buy a striker and number 7, then should stop playing Partey at the right back and play him in the middle. Actually, a good point, that one. The most informed midfielder in the Premier League right now is Thomas Partey. No doubt. But Arteta insists on playing him out of position.
No.
Because of injuries.
You guys, you're using big words. When somebody
stating facts
uses more than 3 seconds to explain what he wants to say, then the guy has lost it.
Okay.
You see,
tell us about your relegation battle.
No, we are still discussing
Tell us about
Arsenal.
the Manchester United relegation battle.
We are still discussing Arsenal.
Yes.
And that's where the 2 of you have a problem with you. You need just to tell Arsenal the truth.
That's why a striker and a winger.
Arsenal needs to go for holiday. Last year, Arsenal went for holiday and we saw something happening.
Yes.
I think it's more of a mental challenge that is currently at Arsenal.
You cannot rule out the injuries.
We've been playing 3 matches.
Wait.
They should go for holiday in Rwanda.
Yeah, they should go for a holiday.
The last 9 days, Arsenal has played 3 matches.
No, wait.
Yes.
You people, you are in Arsenal. So let us who are outside advise you.
Why can't you advise Manchester who are fighting a relegation battle right now?
There's nothing wrong with Manchester United.
What do you mean?
We are sure that there's nothing more we can do. We've already lost.
We are sure.
This team, the last Manchester United team that lost 6 games out of 12 at home happened in 1893.
Thank you.
Meaning, and in fact, that time Manchester was not called Manchester. You are doing Newton Health.
No.
Now, meaning this is the worst Manchester United team that has ever been assembled.
You are confirming.
And you're busy advising Arsenal.
No, you are confirming. No, guys.
Wewe unaniambia nini kuhusu kwangu? Your house is burning down.
Inject.
We have resigned to our fate.
You're telling me about my house.
Inject.
All we are saying, that
Your house is on fire.
Arsenal
You're
should not be
smoking wine and
entitled.
probably it's from the kitchen.
They have a lot of entitlement.
You are arresting my time.
You have no moral authority.
You are
no moral
arresting.
You have no moral authority.
Please advise
Kindly.
We have resigned to our fate.
Please don't heckle me.
Then if you resign to your
Just
fate,
give me my time.
then start thinking
Please don't heckle
about
me.
Newport.
Wait.
Start thinking about Blackburn.
You are heckling me so that my words
that is your
cannot come
competition
out.
next season.
I'm not used to heckling.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're heckling me so that my words cannot come
But
out.
I've just told you
Wait.
that you are seeing smoke in my house, which probably is coming from the kitchen.
I don't have a house.
But your house is burning.
Wait. Manchester United doesn't. We don't have a house. So for us, we have nothing to lose. In fact, the fact that we even scored a goal against Brighton over the weekend, for us is a plus.
It cannot be a plus for Manchester. We will not take that. You have the second most expensive squad in the league.
Not fighting for anything this season. Yeah. Even in the FA, Manchester United will lose.
So are you telling us we should resign to mediocre?
Okay, that's our fate.
We should accept mediocre.
But
As fate has it.
As fate
You
has
and
it.
Chelsea, you guys are Chelsea. One point.
The
Two sides
reason
of a
why
coin.
Liverpool is going to win this league is not, I said it last week,
Yes.
It's not because Liverpool is strong. It's not because Liverpool has excellent players. It's simply because there is no competition.
Why are you involving yourself with who is winning the league?
Arsenal is number 2.
Yes.
6 points off. How is that not competition?
Yes. Why are you saying
that is competition.
You concentrate on the 8 points you have.
Before the match weekend, before the match weekend, you got 4 points.
We as Manchester United, we are not used to heckling.
We have resigned to our fate.
Yes. Then don't say Liverpool will win the league and you are not a title contender. You concentrate with Newport next season and Blackburn and Swansea because that is your competition next season. Okay? Right now, don't talk about us. Hey. Tell us how you are going to play Norwich.
That's why you're called.
We are being bullied.
That's why you're called the Gunners. You know, you guys.
Yes.
What you need to understand is that as we walk through the season now, the remaining matches, there's nothing more for Manchester United. There's a lot for Arsenal. There's a lot for Liverpool.
Yes.
Because, you know, in fact, for me, the league has ended. The only 2 teams are chasing the league are because even look at Newcastle, fumbling all. They play very well in one of their matches. The next match they lose as if it's not Newcastle.
Okay.
So there are only 2 teams playing the league at the moment.
Yes.
That is Arsenal and Liverpool.
No, don't
Arsenal,
Nottingham. Nottingham is also a good team.
No, okay.
They
Okay,
could pull
Nottingham.
They could pull Leicester on us.
With all due respect to Nottingham.
Yes.
But if somebody could have told me that as the season was beginning, we'll be mentioning Nottingham, somebody could have believed me. But my point is this. There are 2 teams that are currently playing the English Premier League. That is Arsenal and Liverpool.
Yes.
The fact that Liverpool is winning
Then put some respect on
and Arsenal is fumbling is the reason why Liverpool is going to win the league. And I'm saying
Liverpool is fumbling too. Liverpool is fumbling, Arocho.
They drop points against Manchester United. They drop points against Nottingham Forest.
Found team.
How many
they
points?
lost points against Nottingham.
How many points?
Back to back.
How many points
Yes.
are Liverpool above Arsenal?
6.
2
Two games.
How many match?
And they are yet to play
One
Arsenal.
at hand.
1 match at hand. So those are 9 points.
No, who said? Who said?
I wanted you to respond.
No. Who said that?
Let me ask Arocho. Let me ask Arocho something. Let me ask
First of all, that is a derby.
Yes.
Let me ask Tomalila and Arocho something. Last week you were here and I was talking to you. We were talking about Arsenal and Manchester and Liverpool, and I was telling you the dynamics have to come in play. And I told you about the kind of fixtures that Arsenal had started with, and most of them were away from home, and they were the big games. Right now, Liverpool have those away from home. They still have to play Manchester City away from home at the Etihad. They still have to play Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. They still have to play Aston Villa away from home. I told you they still had to play Nottingham Forest, and they dropped points against Nottingham Forest. You see? Now, those games Liverpool are playing away, we have them at home. We have Man City at home a couple of weeks from now. Yes, I know it's not a guarantee that we will win, but
that's what
you know very well,
say.
home and away matches in Africa don't count as much as home and away fixtures.
Were you asking a question? Am you asking and answering yourself?
No, wait. I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
Are you lecturing?
He can
I am getting
ask
there.
a question.
No, the question has been asked yet.
You said you asked me.
Yes, the question
Yes.
has not been asked yet.
I've asked you.
Wait,
don't
the
you
question
think?
has not
Can
been
you
asked
ask
yet.
the question?
No, you will confuse
Okay.
me.
Okay.
I was not good in class. Give me short questions.
Okay, direct the question to Tom.
Very short questions.
Do you think the dynamics will come into play?
Which dynamics?
The dynamics home
That
and away.
Liverpool is, Tom, it is, Liverpool has very strong fixtures away
Away from home.
from home, yes? Do you think that gives Arsenal, Nottingham and Man City an advantage over Liverpool?
Can I respond?
In terms of fixtures?
Can I respond before?
respond.
Yes.
No,
Tom
you
has
wait.
given me the airtime.
Can you respond?
Kindly, guys.
Okay.
You know, in Africa
Yes.
is where the home and away thing works. It's all in Africa.
Yes.
Where people twist referees and find their way with wins. Not in Europe. In Europe, you cannot
Doesn't
wake up
matter.
and say, because we are
I was
having,
talking its aspect of fans, not
regardless
fans
of
and grounds.
You didn't ask that.
regardless.
not.
But still,
You didn't ask
No,
that.
No,
they
you asked
all
me a
come into
question
factor.
and now you
I-
Those
answer.
are the
That's for
dynamics.
time.
Those are the dynamics.
Yes.
You have to.
You know there is a tag
factor
team here.
everything.
So
You also have a tag team here.
listen, Arojo.
Two of you also tag team.
It's just because I am pressed for time, but I would
Okay.
engage you on that.
Okay, finish.
Because you cannot
Finish.
say,
Wait.
you cannot
Finish.
say home game.
I need to respond.
Look,
Respond,
but as you respond, let me give
Put
you
into
a
factor.
point of information. You cannot say that home games are not an advantage to teams in Europe because it is known, for example, for the longest time, the COP, when Liverpool plays at home, it has been a fortress. At some point, Chelsea under Mourinho, we knew Stamford Bridge was a fortress. You know, right now, when was the last time Arsenal lost a game in the league at the Emirates?
Wait, you guys spoke in silence. Now kindly let me
Okay, we are
Respond.
because you are resting my time.
respond.
Now, my point here is very clear. You know, when you look at the leagues in Europe, and once again, I'm going to use that as my point,
Yes.
it's totally different from what happens in Africa. For example, when Manchester United was playing Brighton yesterday, they were playing at home,
Yes.
and they lost squarely,
For the 6th time in the
unlike in Africa. Now, when you're trying to say that Liverpool are going to have a lot of matches away, you're forgetting that this is the same Liverpool that has been winning the other matches that they've won. It's not that they've only played their matches away or at home this season. The point you should bring here is, if you're talking about injuries, then I'll listen to you. If you're talking about fatigue, I will listen to you.
Yes.
But when you bring the home or away card in this level, then you don't know what you're talking about. But the good thing, the dear God will bring time.
Yes.
And time is the only thing that waits for no one.
Yes.
God willing, we'll all be here
Yes.
after the results. And I will tell you that, guys, I'm vindicated. I'm the same guy who said here that Arsenal is not going to win the league. I'm slowly being vindicated, but because you guys,
You are not vindicated.
munamdomo kaya.
And I am the one who said,
Kaya.
I also said it without fear of
Was that your red card?
confusion that
Okay, we did
by
wind up.
March,
Was that your red card,
Liverpool
Arocho?
will not be number one.
Yeah, my red card.
Was that your red
yes,
card?
my red card goes to Arsenal.
Yes.
Arsenal needs to grow up
Yes.
as a team. Arsenal needs to get hold of themselves.
Yes.
No, it's about how many years? When was the last time Arsenal won the league?
Don't worry, next season is here. Tom, please give us.
Whoever
20 years ago.
was born is soon becoming a
20
grandmother.
years ago.
Yes, whoever
A
was born
grandmother?
then is soon becoming a grandmother.
Pia una overdo. Get out of here.
Parting shot that there is now a new federation in place,
Yes.
a new president, a new vice president. I think now they should train to make our leagues, especially the Premier League, more competitive, and then they put order in these teams so that these problems they are facing needs to be sorted out once. I think they were elected on that platform to make the leagues more vigorous and more accountable.
Amazing. What do you say in 30 seconds?
Well, I will support what my friend here, Tomalila, is saying, that we need to put the league more competitive because we want to have these conversations every other weekend after the match day. We want to have a magazine show where we'll be talking solely about Kenyan football and the build-up to the CHAN 2025 in August. So we need a vibrant league, and if we have a vibrant league, then it means that we'll have quality players, and if we have quality players, then it means that we will have a very good show in the 2025 CHAN here in Kenya.
All right. Thank you. Rojo,
Chaos.
10 seconds.
The chaos that I saw in Bungoma,
Yes.
the chaos that I saw in Embu should stop.
And
All right.
Machakos.
And
Football is not about chaos in our stadiums.
Yes.
And this one goes to the federation.
All right.
Guys, I'm seeing chaos, and that is not healthy for the game.
All right. Amazing. As for me, I want to talk to Chelsea fans. Funny fact, for the first time in history in the Premier League, 9 out of 9 games played, the away team scored 2 or plus goals. Today, you play Wolves at home. You know what that means? Can they make it 10 out of 10?
Well,
All right. Now, to my punch.
a 6.
Let me say my punch. This is my punch. Mtu ule ana ng'ombe hakai kwa kikao cha kuongelea kettle deep. You are not in the title conversation. Stay away from the title conversation. Please concentrate on your relegation. Thank you very much, guys, for tuning in. It has been Monday Blitz. We meet on Monday, same place, same time. Kila mtu na ng'ombe yake na mtu wa kondoo afuatane na kondoo yake huko. Bye. See you next week.